On today's show, I am once again joined by my good friend Robby Kalland of CBS Sports, and this time we're diving into the Northwest Division from the Thunder to the Nuggets and the rest of the division. We'll get into all of that and more coming up.
You are Locked On Hawks, your daily Atlanta Hawks podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Locked On Hawks podcast. I am your host, Brad Rowland, coming to you here in early October. And I want to encourage you at the top of the podcast, as I always do, to make the Locked On Hawks your first listen each and every day. Check us out. Subscribe to the podcast anywhere you find your podcasts. That includes Apple. It includes Spotify. We are also on YouTube. So please like this video as you're watching it. And of course, tell your friends about the show. I'll be diving again in today to a division with Robby Kalland of CBS Sports in over-under fashion, kind of an over-under podcast, a division preview podcast. This is their third one of these we've released already, and the final one on the Western Conference. More to come later on. By the way, as a reminder, as I indicated earlier this week, I am abroad currently, so keep that in mind. This was recorded a little bit ago, so if there's any small changes, we did not know about them. Keep that in mind as you're listening to the podcast. Without any further delay, here we go on the Northwest Division. I'm joined once again by my good friend, Robby Kalland of CBS Sports for another division. Robby, what's going on?
Same old, same old. We're rocking. We're ready to go.
We're rocking and rolling. It is the season.
We are nearing training camp, and it's over under time.
It is indeed. Today, on this episode, we'll be diving into the Northwest Division, a pretty interesting and good one, at least at the top. The bottom, less so. But we'll begin with, as we've been – for all of these, we're going to go in order of win total, and this one's pretty obvious. The reigning champions are in this division. Oklahoma City Thunder, FanDuel right now at 62.5 wins. That's a large number, Robby. We do this a lot. That's a lot of wins, but 68. They won 68 last year and had a point differential of a 69-win team. So, they really didn't fake it at all. They were certainly better than this last year, and it's one of the more hilarious note process that I've done this entire time. They essentially just did nothing.
Nope.
All that changed is that Nikola Topic, their first round pick from last year, is going to play, and then this year's first round pick, Thomas Silver, is not going to play.
Yep.
Everybody else is back. They lost no one. They added no one. This is just the same exact team as last year. Interesting.
Yeah, obviously they are extremely good. They won the title. They won more games than anybody in the league. They are an apparent juggernaut. I think this number has cooked in a little bit of the projected championship hangover. We've seen that in the past. We saw it this past season from the Celtics, where it's just hard to play that much basketball, come right back, and be that good again. It's been a long time since we saw a team be able to really do it. The Warriors way back when are really the last title team to come right back and just be right back at the very top of the league. We don't see it very often anymore. It's just very difficult to do, but part of the reason it's usually very difficult to do is you lose something on the margins that like Denver gets priced out of Bruce Brown and then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and you slip and, you lose, if you're the Bucks, you lose Dante DiVincenzo. There are guys that leave that aren't the stars, but take away from your ability to be as good, and especially as good in the regular season. We don't have that with OKC.
Nope.
And they should be better in the regular season because they're going to have Chet and they're going to have Hartenstein for the whole season, pending health, obviously. But those two guys barely played together last year. That was the question going in the playoffs, was what do they look like with these two guys together?
I almost forgot this. Chet played 32 games.
Yeah, he broke his hip.
I know he got hurt, but he played less than I remember him playing.
No, he broke his hip in the second game of the season.
The third best player on the team played 32 games last year.
Correct.
And they won 68 games. And, you alluded to it. This is a young team.
Yep.
They have one player that matters to them that's on the wrong side of the aging curve, and it's Alex Caruso, who doesn't play that much anyway in the regular season. He plays. No. He's a bench guy.
He's a 24-minute.
He's the only guy that's older than a prime year player. Everybody else either smacked up in the middle of their prime, like Shea or like Hartenstein, or they're younger than that, like Jalen Williams and Holmgren and now Topic, Casey Wallace, etc. No, it's for me, you know me very well. usually I would see a number in the 60s and be like, maybe not a play under, but like certainly would not be playing the over. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have the over.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is like, that's crazy, but because of like, this was a true talent 70-ish win team last year. Like they didn't fake it. And if anything, they should be better. I don't think they will be better, to be fair. Like I think I would take the under on 67.5.
Sure.
But I'm going to probably project them to win like 65.
I think so. I think that's fair.
And it seems like kind of reasonable to me. And again, you don't want to project perfect health, but like a lot of times when you have a team like this that wins this much, it's because in part they had great health. And they didn't really have great health. Like they had reasonable health. Obviously, Shea played a lot. Dort played a lot.
And Williams had like the thumb thing that he just played through.
Yeah, he missed 13 games and played through injury. Chep missed 50 games. Hartenstein missed 25 games. That's 3 of their top 6 players.
Yeah,
all had like decent size injuries.
Yeah, I mean we talked about it with the Clippers, like with the depth piece in LA, and this is the team that rivals them there. This is the team that has as good, if not better, depth than the Clippers. It's not the same names. Like the Clippers have it in the form of like former All-Stars.
Right.
But like you go down the list and it's like, Casey Wallace and AJ Mitchell and like these guys that are just good basketball players. Like
Aaron Wiggins,
they have to dust off other Jalen Williams. Like he's he's
good.
If there are a lot of teams that would love to have him as their like 10th guy, like 9th guy, and he's like their 12th man.
Well, even Kenrich Williams, who's like the organizational lifer in Oklahoma City, is like a real guy. Like he's a real player. And he's like their 12th man. So, I mean, maybe, and AJ Mitchell doesn't get talked about ever, but he showed some real stuff last year. Topic might not be good as a rookie, but if he's not, he won't play. Like, they'll just stop playing him.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is, I guess maybe that's like the concern is like, I could see them giving him a little more burn than he should early in the season just to see.
I agree.
Let him play through some stuff. But he could be bad.
He could be good.
He'll win games.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the thing is like they can. Who cares if he's bad for 15 minutes? Like they can put really good players around him and mitigate it.
Well, they also, I mean, this is a team that also played guys like Ousmane Dieng and Dylan Jones.
Oh, they go deep on the bench
last year, and those guys were bad.
Like,
and it didn't matter.
It's not like this is a team. This is not Tom Thibodeau going 7 deep in the regular season.
No, like, they had 12 guys. 12 guys that average 16 minutes a game or more.
Which is insane. Which part of that is the injury piece. But even then, like
they only had 2 guys average more than 29 minutes.
Yeah,
so like even when they were playing, it's just Shea and Jalen that played more than 29 minutes a game last year.
And even that, what did they play, like 33?
Shea was 34, Jalen was 32.
Yeah.
And like Chet was playing 27 minutes a game as like a borderline all-star. Like it's anyway, we can go on and on.
Embarrassment of riches over.
That's basically exactly what I think. Like it makes me cringe a little bit to go over 62.5, but it's the only move that I can possibly make.
Hate it.
Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with a brand new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus powered by Peloton IQ. It's their most advanced equipment yet, designed to give you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you are running, might be lifting, cross-training, etc., with your favorite instructors. This is training reimagined. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach your peak performance. The Peloton IQ system also offers real-time strength coaching as well. That's a huge win in my view. It actually tracks your reps, suggests the right weights for you, and corrects your form, making every single rep safer and smarter. They sold the screen as well as a massive game changer. You can go from running on a Tread Plus to strength training without missing a beat. They have personalized class recommendations as well that will keep you engaged all the time, and you get workouts tailored to your vibe, your energy level, etc. each and every week. So please let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus today at onepeloton.com. That is onepeloton.com. All right, Rob, let's go to the Denver Nuggets. Denver 53.5, according to our friends at FanDuel. The juice slightly to the over, actually, on the Nuggets. Interesting. They won 50 last year, but they actually were a little bit better than that by their underlying numbers, so it's not like they faked that. And the bench was horrible for most of the season. They also went 46-24 when Nikola Jokic played, which is not a surprise, but they're pretty good.
He's a good basketball player.
Here they're added and lost. They added Cam Johnson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, and Jonas Valanciunas, 4 real guys. They lost Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook, and whatever was left, Dario Saric.
3 not real guys.
Well, I mean, MPJ was not my favorite player, but he's a good player. Russ was fine actually for them too. Russ was
he was genuinely.
But I'll throw it to you. But my favorite note, or maybe most important note, is that their defense was the worst it's been since 2018 last year. They were like kind of bad, like most of the year, after being good early in the year, and after being good before that, the previous season. Between that, Jamal Murray having his like 3-month get in shape thing, which whatever happened there, injury or whatever. Weird evaluation because like they won 50, but it feels like they were a 50-win team. But Jokic just kind of dragged them, as he does.
He does that.
What do you make of that?
This is a stay away from me because, like, I look at this number, it seems about right. Largely because, like you said, like Jokic is gonna win you twice as many games as you. Like, that's just when he's on the floor. That's what you do. Like there is a floor there. I think the floor is like high 40s, 50. Like like I feel like barring something catastrophic, which we've never really seen with Jokic. Like he gets banged up here and there, but it's like a wrist. It's we've talked about this before. He is not an explosive player, and explosive players are the ones that tend to get hurt. It's just that's the kind of movements that cause tissue injuries. That's the kind of landings is usually how you hurt an ankle, is landing from a jump, and he hasn't cleared a phone book in a decade. And so like it's one of those things where you look at that and you've got kind of that buoy that's going to keep you in that range. And I like what they've done with the bench. Like Jonas Valanciunas is even though his mind might be in Greece, he's going to be in Denver. And, he's a very solid backup. We talked about it with the Kings earlier. Like he was a solid backup for Sabonis. He will be the best backup that Jokic has had since ever.
Other than when they play Aaron Gordon at backup center. Yes.
Right.
Like,
and I think that helps them take a lot of the burden off of Aaron Gordon, who we saw break down last year physically. Like he just his body was just like, dude, I can't, because they had to. They were playing him a ton of minutes at the backup 5, and he's good there. But that's a break glass in the playoffs strategy, not one you want to be using in January and February, which they had to do. I think Cam Johnson's an upgrade over Michael Porter Jr. Like I think by a fairly significant degree for what they need. Yeah. Like we saw what he can do in Phoenix when he's in that role. We saw him in Brooklyn kind of expand his abilities, but now he takes the skills he learned in Brooklyn as kind of a number 1 option, and he returns to being a number 3 guy. And I think he's very comfortable doing that in the way that Michael Porter Jr. did, and admirably so in the title year especially. Like he was legitimately bought in on, but like we've also seen that like there are times where MPJ doesn't want to do the dirty work. He doesn't want to do the rebounding. He doesn't want to do the defending. He wants to get shots up. I think Cam will have learned a lesson from Brooklyn of like, it's not always fun being the guy. Like sometimes it's nice when people are creating open shots for you. And he played with Chris Paul. He's going to feel that again with Jokic in terms of like, oh my gosh, this guy puts it where I want it all the time. I'm constantly open. I think he's going to be awesome there. And then their bench got better. Tim Hardaway Jr. is not a favorite of ours, but like if he's your 8th man, like that's pretty helpful for a team that had no offensive juice off the bench. Like he can give them something. Bruce Brown hasn't been much of anything since he left Denver, but I think it's a really comfortable role, comfortable place for him. I think professionally he would tell you he regrets leaving. I think financially he doesn't, but I think professionally he would tell you that like he didn't have the same, like that structure was what he needed to thrive. And he goes back to that. I almost lean over, but like there's enough I'm worried enough about like what if Aaron Gordon breaks down again, because he's the guy I don't think they can replace.
Yeah, I mean, him and Murray are obviously Jokic is the clear one, but yes, him and Murray, and I think that they kind of go as Murray goes sometimes. I am not a Jamal Murray guy. That's been the case forever, but he was good by the end of the season last year. It's like if they get the real Jamal Murray, like that player has always been overrated to me anyway. But if he's the real guy, he's at least a good player. Like he's really good. Early in the year, he was just brutal, and that
outright bad,
hurt them a lot. But no, I mean the depth piece is right. I think that Bruce Brown is a great fit in Denver. If he has anything left at all, they'll find it. The coaching aspect is a little bit not worrying to me, but like I knew Michael Malone was really good. Yep. Allen was good down the stretch last year, but he's never done it before, so we just don't know. Yep. That's probably why I'd probably lean a little bit to the under if I had to choose one here. But I wouldn't want to bet against this team winning 54 games. Like I wouldn't bet against it. If Jokic plays 70 plus, they're going to be in this range, and that means I don't want to bet it. You know what I mean? Like
that's where I'm at. Is it's kind of we've done this with a few guys in the past where it's like, you know, LeBron when he was at his peak. Like there's just guys that you don't want to bet against with win totals because they're just that good, and Jokic is in that class. It's a stay away though. I think this number is a good number.
It is the right number for sure. All right, Robbie, let's go to the Minnesota Timberwolves. 49.5 is the number at FanDuel with a slight juice to the under, actually. They won 49 last year. So exactly this. Now, they did underperform their differential pretty solidly. Like 52, 53 was the team quality, if you want to go through that, if you believe in that kind of thing. They didn't do a ton. They did lose, as Hawks fans will know, Alexander Walker, who is now a Hawk, and who was quite good and played all 82 games for the Wolves. Big loss. They are basically doing nothing to replace him other than elevating guys they already had. Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham, etc. They did bring in Johan Berenger as a rookie, who I liked in the draft, but he's going to be a rookie, so what are you going to do? So basically, the team is worse than it was a year ago on paper because you just take Alexander Walker off. That's basically what it is. Maybe you can project some growth from young guys. That's fair to do. But they also were really healthy last year. I'm going to read some game totals to you.
Please.
79, Anthony Edwards. 72, Rudy Gobert. 82 for McDaniels. 80 for Naz Reid. 82 for Alexander Walker. 71 for Mike Conley, who's 1,000 years old. He's my age. And then Julius Randle played 69 games, which isn't crazy, but still, like they had nobody basically miss a lot of time. And a lot of guys played like every single night for Minnesota. Yeah. So for me to get to an over here, you got to think like Ant's got another level, which he might. And then also, man, you better trust Terrence Shannon Jr. You better trust Rob Dillingham in a way that I probably do not. I'll just tell you that right now.
Yeah, so. This is an under for me. We have not had many since we started doing the West, and somebody's got to lose games. Somebody can't be as good as the projections think. That is just part of doing this, and I think it's Minnesota for the reasons you said. Like, dude, they are very dependent on Mike Conley. He's the point guard there. He's ancient. I love Mike Conley.
Me too.
He's one of my favorite dudes, like that's been in the league. Like he is so solid. He's always been highly underrated. He looked old at times last year. That's one of the reasons they got off to a slow start. Is he was not very good to start the year last year, and there were already some concerns about that. It took a while for Julius Randle to get going, and he was honestly way better than I anticipated him being by the end of the season. But I don't see where the growth comes from to believe in this over, like you said. Like maybe Ant has another level, but I kind of think he's already, I don't want to say maxed out, but he feels like he's at a very high level of what he is. Like he's already shooting the ball extremely well at an extreme high level. Like I don't know where the growth comes from with this team that makes you want to say, yeah, 52 wins, which is kind of where you have to believe they can really fairly easily get to if you want to take this over. And I just don't see it. Like I'm not saying this is a bad team. No, but I see 45, 46 wins much easier than I see above 50.
Yeah. I would echo all of that. I don't even need to repeat it. I would. They certainly could win 50, and I won't be surprised.
Sure.
I can see him. I just see more downside than upside when you factor in the health. I can't get over the health. They were so healthy,
Super healthy last year,
and I mean that can happen again, but it tends to regress a little bit. And unless you think Ant has a jump to top 5 player in the league, which he might. That's the thing. Like that's the one area. If you're a Wolves fan, and I know a lot of them in my family are Wolves fans, like if Ant's the top 5 player in the league, this could be an over easily, but he's never been that. Not a regular season. Like at times in the playoffs, maybe he's gotten there at times, but I think objectively, he's never been really a top 10 player for a regular season, in my opinion. So if he's a top 5 guy in the league this year, that's an area that could get there, but I can't project that until I actually see it. So give me the under as well on Minnesota. The NFL season is here. FanDuel has an offer that you absolutely do not want to miss. And right now, if you are a new customer with FanDuel, bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win that first bet. That's right. Pick a bet right now. Put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the FanDuel app. FanDuel is great in so many different ways. And one reason is that it actually fits how you like to bet on sports, whether it's player props, parlays, same game parlays, perhaps straight bets, whether it's point spreads, over-unders, money lines, etc. They have futures, even live betting as the action unfolds. It makes watching football or basketball or baseball even more exciting when you have a little bit something extra riding on the action. They have all sports you can think of across the board, football to the NBA, of course, we talk about all the time on this podcast. Plus, they have baseball, they have hockey, golf, tennis, soccer, both domestic leagues, international leagues, etc. They have F1, they have NASCAR, boxing, MMA, and so much more. Whether you're a casual fan or just someone who loves loving the stats, perhaps, FanDuel makes it the whole gaming experience so much better for you. FanDuel is quick, it's easy, and they are fast to pay out when you win. It's the best possible way to add a little bit more energy to your game days. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com. Download the FanDuel app and get started today. All right, 2 more to get to in this division. The first one is a pretty interesting team, actually, Portland. The Blazers are at 34.5 at FanDuel, juice to the under. Last year, they won 36 games, but they were considerably worse than that, according to the data. They got a little bit lucky in some close games, et cetera, et cetera. Weird offseason for the Blazers. They add Drew Holiday. Favorite of ours. They also add Yang Hun-sen, who everyone loves in the NBA world, but he's going to be a rookie, so rookies are what they are. And they had Damian Lillard, who can't play this year. He's out. So that's what they did to add. They also lost Anthony Simons, DeAndre Ayton, Jabari Walker, who I like quite a bit, and then Delano Banton. Lots of questions here. What does Drew have left, for example, is one of them. And they owe a lottery-protected draft pick this year. So they've been operating like a team that really would like to take a step forward this season. They stopped rebuilding for whatever reason. They just kind of stopped, and they went, all right, we're going to try to win now. But if it gets close or close-ish at the end, there is some incentive for them to not make the playoffs. If it was like, but they're also going to try to make the playoffs, it feels like. So I just want to throw that out there. I have no idea what you think about Portland right now. So what do you think about Portland as a team? It's weird.
I don't know what I think about Portland as a team.
Same.
I have no feel for this. Like, they are the second half of the season, they were extremely competitive. Like, there were by like December, everybody was wondering if Chauncey was going to get fired.
Yeah.
Like, and now, like, then they like kind of like figured some things out.
I think they finished very, very strong. I feel like
they were above 500 after the All-Star break. I'm pretty sure
they were 14. So they were 13 and 28, and then from basically MLK Day on, they were above 500.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do with them exactly, because they competed hard. They figured some things out defensively. Like, they started to kind of piece together all their like super athletic guys. Like Kamara became.
Tamani Kamara was awesome last year.
Was unbelievable. Like Shadon Sharp like started to show signs of like, hey, this is a legit dude. It was no longer just like little flashes where you go like, ooh, look, he can jump high. Like, it was like you started to see like, hey, like there's something there, which is why they moved on from Simons. Is I think, Scoot started to play better. We started to see like there's some interesting guy. Denny was like really good for them.
Very good.
It's still like a weird roster. Like, I think center is a question mark without a
I mean, they have
Kalland.
They have Kalland, and I think they're going to play. Our mutual friend Sean Hyken's been writing this. They're going to play Yang Hansen.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go well because I like the player, but rookies are rookies, and I don't know how it's going to go.
I'm interested. Like, but Kalland was like
Kalland was good.
Defensively.
I mean, by the way,
the rotation.
Robert Williams.
Well, he doesn't exist.
But when he plays, he's still good.
He's not real at this point.
It might be 25 games.
He plays 18 games. But yeah, like I'm interested in see what they do with the center rotation just behind, because like as much as like we talked about with the Lakers, like Ayton was solid for them. Like he was solid last year. So it's like you got to replace some of that. Jeremy Grant's still there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting
somehow against all the odds.
He played 47 games last year, which I think is part of why people forget that he's there. He still makes $30 million too, like for a while longer. But yeah, he kind of got passed, but he's still on the team and he's still a good player when he's playing. So I mean,
it's a weird roster, but
I don't know what they're trying to do. That's my thing. Like they're okay, they're not bad. I think I would probably lean under because I don't believe last year was real. But if you do,
this is probably here's an interesting question.
I wouldn't play this either way.
Here's an interesting question for you because I'm sure you might be able to find the head-to-head somewhere out there. Would you rather have like Blazers versus Kings? Who finishes with a better record?
Oh man,
because they're the exact same 34.5. That's a really fun question.
I agree.
I have no idea. I think
I don't either.
I think I would lean Blazers, but I don't know.
If Mike Brown was coaching the Kings, I'd probably take the Kings.
Sure,
it's Doug Christie. So, I mean, Portland's a lot more fun. Portland's a lot more fun than Sacramento.
No, it's for sure one team doing this, going up, and one team doing this, and they're kind of like converging at this moment where you like the Blazers are like a fun 30s win team, and the Kings are the Blazers shenanigans are cheeky and fun, and the and the Kings shenanigans
and the Kings are not.
Tragic and sad. So
stay away.
Yeah, stay away. Just a very long-winded way to say fun team,
interesting team. Yeah,
I do not want to invest in this team's success or failure.
No, I don't even know who's going to play. I mean, I know who's going to play, but like how much? Like how much is Drew going to play? How much is Scoop going to play? I don't know. Moving on to the Utah Jazz, the one and only really truly bad team in the entire Western Conference. They're the only team projected to be like
bad,
outright awful. Maybe the Pelicans.
Yep.
Hawks fans rooted for the Pelicans to be bad, of course. But the Jazz are in their own tier. 18.5 is the win total at FanDuel. 18.5 is the number. Well, okay, there's different ways to look at this, right? Last year they won 17.
They sure did.
And the roster's probably worse now.
That's correct.
But they have pledged, and I think for people that report on the team, they're actually going to do this. They've kind of pledged to not like sit guys the way they were last year. But they've kind of built the roster so badly that they can afford to not sit guys anymore. Is the plan? I think that's actually. I'm not making fun of them. That's actually the plan. I think in Utah. So here's what they have. They lost John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, 3 real rotation players. They lost those 3 guys. They have George Niang, who may not play, but he's on the team. I love George Niang. And Kyle Anderson and Yusuf Nurkic. It's like, okay, those guys are not as good as the guys they're replacing, and they may not play. And then they also drafted Ace Bailey and Walter Clayton Jr.
Dude, Hoopers. I love that Utah went Hooper pilled.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Ace Bailey, I'm not that high on Ace Bailey, but like whatever. It's a good pick where they got him. I like that pick anyway. Yeah. It's still a bad roster, like a really, really bad roster of young guys, and young guys tend to suck. But Lauri Markkanen was not good last year, and he played 47 games. He looks good now this summer in Eurobasket, and he's going to play more, if nothing else.
Yep.
Walker Kessler played 58 games last year, despite being healthy, because they just kept sitting him. Him and John Collins just kept sitting all year long and just wouldn't play. But now they seemingly are going to play. And one more wrinkle on the other side, Robbie. This is a long-winded wind-up here. They have a top 8 pick protected that they have to keep. They have to keep that pick. And they built this roster to keep that pick. So 18.5 is so little, man. That's so low.
You could go over and keep that pick without a problem.
You could go over and have the first pick in the draft.
You could go and have
very possible
have the best odds for it. Like They are 3 games clear of the Wizards in the win total.
The Nets are
The Nets are
the Nets and Wizards are a little bit ahead. But yeah, they are
21.
multiple games below everybody else right now at FanDuel, which I don't really see that.
Here's a fun question. They have the best player of those 3 teams.
Yes, and they have the best coach of those 3 teams.
Correct.
Will Hardy is good. Lauri Markkanen is good. Now, could they trade Lauri Markkanen? Sure.
Maybe finally.
But they haven't said that they're going to do that. Also, like, Walker Kessler is like one of the 3 or 4 best players on those 3 teams put together. Like, he's not as good as Lauri Markkanen, but like, okay, who would you rather have, Walker Kessler or anyone on the Nets? I mean, maybe Porter Jr. is better than him.
Jr. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah,
I think Kessler's better than Claxton. I think Kessler's better than Claxton.
But yeah, he's probably better than Claxton.
And Washington, like, I think he might be the best player on the Wizards.
Washington is bleak.
And so all that.
Although Washington does have just a lot of like old guys that I like.
Yeah, but your point stands though. Like, if you were to combine those 3 teams together, you had the best player on all of the teams.
The starting lineup would feature more Jazz men than
If you put the top 5 guys of those 3 teams together, the Jazz have 2 of them, and one of them is the best player.
Yeah.
So like they have to kind of try to be really bad, but this is a long.
They're also in the West, and they're going to get smoked constantly.
They are in the West, but and I do this too.
The schedule's a little more balanced now.
There have been studies where it's like it's only worth like a win or 2 at the absolute most to be in the West versus the East. So I got to take the over, man. This is too low. It's too low. I mean, they're going to be awful, I think, but only because they want to be. Like, the rookies are going to mean, look, the Ace Bailey will probably be bad as a rookie. Due respect.
Yep.
Isaiah Collier, not very good right now.
Nope.
Not a Keontae George guy at all.
He can't shoot at all.
But again, like if they follow what they have said they're going to do,
yes,
and do not sit guys,
yes,
for me, this is a solid over.
I would agree. I think this team can win 23 games, which would smoke this over.
Obviously, they could go under, but I think they actually.
It's so hard to go under.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The only way I shouldn't say the only way. They're so bad, but for them to go under this, like by more than like one win, it has to be like Markkanen gets hurt for a long time, or Kessler gets hurt for a long time, or something. Like the roster is good enough where like. Them winning like 13 games seems inconceivable to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Versus 24 does not seem inconceivable to me.
No. So yeah, I'm with you.
Over.
God, this is so many overs.
I know, but we're
going to get to the East later. We'll get to the East later.
We took an under already. We took an under on Minnesota.
Strong under.
Yeah. Denver we leaned under, didn't we?
That was a stay away from Robby.
It's a lean. It's a lean under for me.
Jokic.
It is, but okay. So yeah, I thought that was going to be an under team for me, but the number came out so low that I was like, I can't do it at 18.5. Like,
I think they're banking. Here's what I think that's a number that they're just banking on people being like, oh, the Jazz blind under.
Agreed. And here's some foreshadowing for you. I am taking the under on one of the 2 East teams with a win total that low.
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm taking the under on one of those 2, at least one, if not both. But the Jazz, I feel like, have a better roster than the Nets.
That's what I wanted to bring up. Is I was like, I don't understand how they're 2 games.
At least with the Wizards, and we'll get to this later. At least with the Wizards, they know what they are. They're rebuilding, but they have a lot of young guys. Whatever. The Nets just drafted 5 rookies.
They sure did,
and they're all going to be terrible, and they're all going to play.
That's correct.
And they have Cam Thomas.
And their best player is Michael Porter Jr., who is not as the number 1 option to winning basketball player.
The Nets are worse than the Jazz. Stamp that right now.
Michael Porter Jr. was a winning basketball player when he was the 4th man.
3rd at the absolute most.
The guy.
Yeah. No, we'll say that for later. But,
little preview for the Atlantic.
Little Eastern Conference teaser for later on. All right, Robby, that's all we have on the Northwest today. I appreciate you being here. Follow Robby at our Kalland. Follow the Puntcast, for which he is one of the 3 guests each and every week on that show. And then read Robby at CBS Sports. Thank you, sir, for being here. I appreciate you.
Pleasure.
As for everybody else, please subscribe to Locked On Hawks, and we'll see you all next time.